Hi guys, I'm doing a drive review of Kundan's Jimny now. So the car feels very smooth. I mean the engine is super refined. Of course, when you try to pull, I mean you would feel a lag of power. I mean it's not it won't give you that punch as Kundan explained. I mean it needs to have a bit more grunt, but it's it's a very fun to drive car for me at least. I mean I do a lot of off-roading and stuff, and I can really relate to this very well, and it's so easy in the city. I mean you just put it into first and it goes to 3000 rpm. You try to pull it in second. I mean it pulls decently. I mean I don't think in the city at least you would want more power, but of course for the hills it could do with a bit more punch. I mean the interior also is pretty decent. I mean it's basic, but you can make good use of it. There's lack of these cubby holes and all for your bottle and for your phones, for your other things that you would be carrying around, maybe your glasses and all that. But otherwise there's a good view from the driver's position. You really sit nice up and high, and you have a good view of the road. The steering is very light, and the suspension is amazing. I mean I'm just gliding over patches of road. And, the gear, people I've seen criticism saying that the gear shifts are hard and they are notchy and all, but I personally feel that that slight mechanical feel to the gearbox needs to be there. I mean it always doesn't have to be smooth and butter smooth. I mean it has to be slight. It should give you a feel that you are driving something rather than just everything happening on its own. But the car otherwise, I mean it feels very good to drive. I drove one when it had initially come into the market, but not a proper drive. But this one, I mean, it feels good. I mean it's much better than my i20, at least I would say. I mean the pickup is decent. And, when you're going off-road, what do you do? I mean why would you want such a great pickup? You just want enough power so that it climbs over the hills and those bad patches really effortlessly. But otherwise, other than that, this is not a car you would go on measuring your 0 to 100 time in, like certain YouTubers and all. They come up with these tests which absolutely make no sense. In this car, what you need to test this car about is the drive feel. I mean how does it feel on the road? How does it feel off the road? What are the off-road capabilities? And Maruti, I think that was a good decision. They've given the K15B series engine in this. So the K15B series used to come in the older generation, the Brezas and all. But the newer generation doesn't come with that. So this engine has a slight more grunt, and the low end is a slight more. I mean I would say there's more rev to it. I mean you can rev it more freely and all that. So that's a good decision that they've made, and they have a mechanical this transfer case for your 4x4, which I prefer to the electronic. And the 4-wheel drive is on fly, right? Okay. I mean you don't have to stop and engage it into the 4 low and all. And I seriously, I mean I drive the Gypsy a lot, and I can really feel the connect to this car. I mean it very much feels like a much newer and much more sophisticated version of the Gypsy, and really happy with this driver's seat. So comfortable. I mean on long drives also I'm sure it must be a breeze to drive this car. And here I have put it into second, picking it in the second, and there's no vibration at all. So easy to drive in the city as well. I mean really no complaints with this car. The AC also works superb. And of course then you have Maruti Suzuki's reliability factor, your service, after sales, everything is top notch. And the auto stop has come on, so the car has gone off as soon as I press the clutch. Now it has come on. So that's another factor, that's another feature to save fuel. And personally, I mean, I don't think that anything else needs to be done to this car. Just a bit more power, which Kundan will do a remap, and I'll drive it after that and bring you that review as well. So yeah, this car, I mean, it's really a cute little off-roader. I mean, very comfortable in here. You have enough headroom. You have great under thigh support. Also, the seats are pretty comfortable, and you really sit at a dominating position on the road. So this car is really something. I mean, I was always looking forward to. I had been asking since quite long to drive this car, and now we've got the time finally. And let's check out what the turning radius is like. So we'll do a U-turn here. We'll check the turning radius. Cut it full. It does take 2 turns. I think that can be done with. And your Kundan's car is the Zeta variant. I mean, it's not the top of the line, which I feel is the better variant to buy, because the top of the line variant I personally feel has some unnecessary added features which I personally don't care much about. All those features, push button start, you have different alloys. I personally prefer these steel rims. These look much better and give a more rugged stance and rugged profile to this SUV. Otherwise the top of the line doesn't have so many useful features or anything that you would pay about 3 lakhs more for it. I'm pretty happy. This version of the Jimny really serves the purpose rather well. And you've upgraded your horn also.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Needed for Delhi.
yeah. Delhi traffic. But overall, this car is very good. Very smooth engine, good stance you're sitting at, and drives really well. Very comfortable to drive. I think I would personally choose this over the Thar if I had to buy a 4x4 for my off-roading and all that. I would choose this any day over Thar. I mean, Suzuki is pretty reliable, and it's, hassle-free in this car. And the service network is big. This is a tried and tested engine. This is a tried and tested product. It's just that the 5-door has come now. But otherwise, the engine is tried and tested. The product is well tested all across the globe. So there are no complaints about it at all. So otherwise, yeah, the Jimny is a good product in the market, and I just wish that Maruti priced it more competitively and priced it better. I mean, it should have been a segment lower than the Thar, the pricing. So that's there, but otherwise overall really no complaints about the car. It's a really good vehicle. Thank you. Do subscribe to the channel and drop in your comments, like the video, share it with your like-minded enthusiasts. Bye bye.